most importantly, why we're here talking right now is because of that one. Matt Hale, hypnotist Matt Hale, top fun, one of the best comedians, one of the best hypnotists you're going to find in Australia. You will find him on page 31.
That's almost life size as well. That I know,
right?
That's a fact for you.
Yeah, I love that. So 80s theme hypnosis show. It's called the Remix. It's playing from the 5th of March to the 17th of March in the Peacock. Matt, please tell us all about it.
Yeah, so this is interesting. Since the last time I saw you in Adelaide last year, so I ran Top Fun, the original version of Top Fun, 80s themed spectacular, 80s hypnosis themed spectacular show. What was interesting about that was I've never themed a show before. You know, every year I try and write a brand new show, you know, around some of the things that have been going on, you know, and which had been big the previous year. So, for example, the year before Top Fun, you know, what was big? Squid Game. So we kind of end up putting a routine around Squid Game in, and so I would always do that. But when I found I was writing last year's show, which was a few months before, you know, we debuted it. You know, I'm getting my scratch pad together of what were the big movies, what were the big songs, what were the big things in the zeitgeist of the public. And, you know, obviously Top Gun at the time, with the newest Top Gun iteration, was the biggest movie of the year. So basically I just like, well, I've got to do something about that. And then I was like, well, Stranger Things has been big, and all the music from that. And then Kate Bush Run Up the Hill was in that, and then seemed to be playing everywhere. And then suddenly I was seeing 80s remixes or 80s cover versions, and Guardians of the Galaxy was full of 80s. And suddenly like, wow, the 80s are really a thing again at the moment. So that's how I themed that show. I thought, let's theme a whole show. Now, I did not know it was going to be embraced as crazily as it was. So we had a killer run in Perth Fringe World where I debuted it. Then the same again in Adelaide. And when I was in Adelaide, someone from Edinburgh Fringe saw the show and offered me like the most prime time spot in a very big venue in Edinburgh. So having not planned to do Edinburgh last year, I was like, well, we're going to go and do it in Edinburgh. So went across to Edinburgh, took it across to Edinburgh, and had a killer season over there. And went global, viral globally with, I don't know, I think we've done about 50 or 60 million views on TikTok and Facebook Reels, which has been insane. So there was something about this 80s party of a show. I always tend to say my shows are, I mean, you know, my shows are not a traditional hypnotist show. It's not a man in a suit coming out and being very serious about things. You know, the hypnosis, fun, funny, embracing. I just want it to be an absolute pleasure and enjoy, whether you're watching or taking part. But there was something about all the 80s parties music that just glued that show together. So, you know, right from the start, there's sing-alongs, there's clap-alongs, there's laugh-alongs because of the 80s. So this year, there seemed to be such a demand for a lot of people, because a lot of people discovered me online through going viral, and we're like, oh, we didn't even see it, we didn't know you're performing, we didn't. So we thought, okay, let's run an updated version of that show. So it just means the same vibe of the show there, the same theme of the show is there this year, but we've remixed it, which means it includes some different things. So if you saw the show last year, it's got some different stuff in it this year as well. Yeah.